Hello there everyone, this is Chillainous. Welcome back to another live stream. Real quick before we get started, I just want to say that we might actually just move these live streams to Wednesday and video uploads to Wednesday instead of Monday, Thursday, I think it was. That way it's a little less work for me and I don't, it's gonna sound bad, I don't have to put in as much work. I don't mean it necessarily in that way, but yeah, I think that's just what I want to do, so. It's going to be sick though. Today we're going to be doing an early morning flight from Narrabri to Armadale. Just because I wanted to do a sunrise approach. Now I know that we did a sunset or a nighttime arrival into Hiroshima not too long ago, but doing nighttime flights just, I don't know, it's something a little different. So, hello, why is my start menu not working? Thank you. Need to load up Skydolly and stuff now. By the way, I figured out, I'm pretty sure I figured out why my Skydolly is freaking out on some flights, and it's usually the qualification flights. It's because they are set back in 2024, whereas we are now in 2026. Holy crap, it has been just over a year since this sim came out. That's nuts. They should have called it Flight Sim 2025 and released it last year, honestly. It's been disgusting. Like, it's been fun. It's been cool seeing them do all the fixes and everything, make the game better, but it was really like an open beta for them. Right, let's have a look-see. That also said, by the way, about the Wednesday thing, there is a new video coming out tonight. It is the edited version of last week's stream. Where we flew a private, oh sorry for that plosive, where we flew a private charter flight from Bora Bora to, oh god, I can't even pronounce it, but yeah, it was a very, very short flight, only a few minutes, but yeah, the edit came out pretty well. I'm decently happy with it. I did want to get cinematics, but again, it was a check ride, and Skydolly says, you know, the time is like it has to go back in time to get the live stuff or whatever. Or it says we started at this time and it has to go back years at this point, nearly, to get the things. So the Skydolly keeps flashing day, night, day, night, day, night, day, night. And I think if I counted all the flashes, it would probably equal up to over 400, which is, you know, obviously as they were developing the missions. So, okay, with that out of the way. Oh, all right, yeah, so we're going to be flying from Narrabri to Armadale in the Piper PA-28. So if you're unsure where Narrabri and all that are, here's Sydney, right here. You got Port Macquarie, Coffs Harbour, and just up here, you've got the beginnings of Brisbane along the coast. Narrabri, Armadale, and the like are kind of in line with Coffs Harbour, especially Narrabri. And then Armadale is sitting right here. And for those of you who are familiar, there is... Oh no, it just did the thing. For those of you who are familiar, there is like Armadale in Brisbane Centre, which is pretty cool. Where is it? Ferry flight. It's being annoying. There we go. Sometimes it'll be like, yeah, by the way, you've got a skydiving mission here. No. Come on. Yeah, Narrabri. tiny town. Really cute. Then Armadale, I think it was Australia's highest city. We've actually flown into Armadale before on the channel as I came over these mountains. I believe I crashed the plane because things just weren't working very well. I think that was from like, nah, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, so we're going to be going from, I think it was 5:30 in the morning. The time the sunrise in Armadale this morning was 6:17. Flight time is roughly 40 minutes. So I want some sun as we get closer to Armadale and then landing as the sun is rising. The client today is flying first thing in the morning, so we have to get there before first thing. Essentially, that is the angle we are playing today. Right. Nope. Wait. Yes. No. Nope. God damn it. All of my everything is broken. This is not the time. Okay, well, we roll with it. Yeah, the Piper PA-28 is a small GA aircraft. I've been really enjoying flying it, especially since learning a bit more how to at least navigate with the GNS 530. I still don't know how to fly approaches using approach mode or whatever. So we'll have to figure that one out at some stage. I'll have to like watch a tutorial or something. Right, with that said, I believe we're ready to get started. And my game is freezing. You can see that because the text here is sideways. There we go. So it looks like it'll be slightly cloudy as we are arriving into Armadale. Hopefully we get to see the sun over the clouds. That would be really sick. And we're going to, instead of VFR, we're going to come in RNAV. What runway are we landing? Runway 23. So we are going to arrive RNAV via Armadale Alpha. IFR procedure selected. Switch flight rules from VFR to IFR. Yes. Thank you. And look, there's Inverell as well, which is also another area in the Brisbane airspace, Brisbane Centre. So yeah, we're going to be flying slightly further. Actually, hang on. Let me change cruise to 6.1. That'll put us at 6,100, which is the minimum for the RNAV. Hang on, but it wanted to... Can we see the aircraft information? What is the actual... The max altitude is 17,000 feet. So we could do like a 9-0 instead, fly 9,000 feet. So we get good views over the mountains, but we won't really get any of the finer details. But yeah, since we're doing IFR, it won't matter. And then we can use VNAV as well. So let's send that route to ATC and the avionics. There we go. You can see that it has now changed. We are departing runway 36, so we'll be departing to the north and then flying direct Armadale RNAV Alpha. and then coming in there. Right, so it's going to be roughly an hour's flight time today, at which point I'll probably end up stopping the stream because I have some other things to do, editing and the like. Alright, the fuel. I'm going to add in just a little bit more. There we go, refuel, back. What's the difference between IFR and VNAV? So, the real question there is the question between IFR and VFR. VNAV is just a way of descending more precisely. VNAV is like a computerized descent, whereas trying to figure that out, visual flight rules, is just all completely by eye. But yeah, VNAV is just, let's say that you want to be at, and I will, 6,100 feet by a certain waypoint. The computer will figure out your descent rate, it'll figure out when you need to start descending based on that descent rate, and it will tell you to descend. I don't know if it will automatically descend in a GNS 530 plane, but yeah, it tells you when to descend, pretty much. So, and then you just select that descent rate and descend down. So in this flight path, we have we need to be 6,100 at Armadale Echo India, which is the final, well, it's not the final approach fix, but it's the one that you would travel into Armadale, that course at Echo India. 6,100, so we'll want to be 6,100 5 miles before that. Might even do 6,100 a few miles before Echo Alpha. So yeah, we'll go over that in the flight though. And the goals today are ensure aircraft integrity and to land smooth, because you're so smooth. Wow. But yeah, you would use VNAV in IFR. You can also use VNAV in VFR. You are very welcome. But yeah, so IFR is you rely pretty much solely on your instruments. VFR, you would do it by visual references and charts and stuff like that. Because you still have to respect some of the altitudes, because, you know, airspace over residential and everything like that. All right. Hello there, everyone. This is Chillainous. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 video. I am the Silhouette Man today. We are flying early morning from Narrabri to Armadale. We've actually flown into Armadale before. I last crashed a plane flying into Armadale, which was no good. Why can I not crouch? Chat, this is bad. I cannot crouch. Never mind. There's the pedo cover. All right. We are doing a very, very early morning flight. The client wants to be up at... Oh my god. Excuse me. Sorry. We're doing a very early morning flight. Oh my god. Doing a very early morning flight here. The client wants to be up in the air first thing in the morning, so we need to be there before first thing. All right, we will turn on the avionics. We will turn on that switch there. We'll give it some mixture. There we go. Give it a tiny bit of throttle. Can I give it some lights? Is that the wrong lights? That is the right lights. There we go. Let me go find the key. Actually, wait, hang on. We need to turn on the anti-collision lights. I believe that one is it. For some reason, the zooms aren't working either. Usually, you can just hold right-click. Unless it's a VR thing. Turn on the pitot heat because it's a little cold. We'll turn on the fuel pump for a few minutes here. Just make sure everything else is good. And then the key is hiding right there. All right. Just have a quick look. Clear left. Clear right. Clear prop.
Hi, it's Rebecca, the hangar supervisor. Thanks for taking care of this ferry flight. Today's task is to fly this PA-28-236 Dakota up to Armadale as soon as possible. The owner had to get his aircraft repaired over there. Now that it's fixed, he needs someone to fly it back to him. His name's David Banks, and he is waiting at the destination to pick it up. Treat this aircraft like a newborn baby. That's it for me. See you.
Hey Chad, do you know what helps? Actually setting the fuel pump on. That helps a lot. Alright, we'll turn on the avionics as the aircraft warms up. Turn off that fuel pump. I will turn on the landing light though, because it does appear to be like a taxi light as well. Alright. Turn on the ATC window. We'll check out the automated weather here. Although conditions look very flyable.
Bravo, Romeo automated weather observation. 0100 Zulu. Wind 069 at 12. Visibility 6. Sky condition clear. Temperature 19 is the dew point. 19 is the altimeter 1011.
Alright, we'll now tune Narrabri traffic. Excuse me. I've changed frequency. You should not be going. Guys, Asobo. I'm just going to blame everything on Asobo here.
Temperature 19 is the dew point. 19 is the altimeter 1011.
Alright, we are going to announce taxi.
Yankee November Bravo Romeo traffic. PA-28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima is taxiing to runway 36. Yankee November Bravo Romeo.
Okay. Looks like we're all set up here. The plane has sufficiently warmed up. We will set flaps 1. And I'm going to go overhead and there's a small... There should be a small bitty here. Whatever, we'll just turn on the cockpit light here. There should be like a small red one there, but I can't quite grab it. It's being a bit of a pain. Alright. I think everything is set then. Let's get this thing going. Release the parking brake. So we unlocked this aircraft in the high performance category. Wow, that rudder pedal was insane. So this is technically a high performance GA aircraft, and it's really fun to fly. Unfortunately, if you fly in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, you will have to buy this aircraft. However, if you bought 2024 on release, you should have it. It was an apology aircraft for having such a shit launch, honestly. But if you bought it after that, you may still need to buy it in the marketplace. But it's a great little aircraft.
Yankee November Bravo Romeo traffic. PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima. Taking off runway tree 6. Departure to the east. Yankee November Bravo Romeo.
Gonna have a pretty long back taxi. There's the end of runway tree 6 there, so... I never really like doing long taxis, but here we are. And the rudder pedals feel so freaking bad on this, honestly. Alright, long taxi. Sitting at almost idle revs. And we're still speeding down the runway. Okay, it doesn't feel too bad, the fact that we're already at the yellow lights there. Which just mean that you're X amount of feet away from the end of the runway. I'm still idle throttling this thing, and I'm still moving. Alright. Alright, runway tree 6. Let's get around here. And depart, at which point we will contact Brisbane Centre. And get their clearance. Oh yeah, I wanted to move down the taxiway. Now that I actually want it to move to line up with the runway, it won't budge. Typical. Alright, brakes. Runway 36 is identified. Some throttle. And let's begin. Airspeed is alive. And this takeoff is going to be jank AF because for some reason, the settings I have set up for the Cessna 172 don't feel like they're transferring to anything else. But we are up off the ground. Retract flaps before we overspeed them. So we're already kind of getting there. And contact Brisbane Centre.
Brisbane Centre, PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima is type PA 28-236 PA 28, 1 miles north of Yankee November Bravo Romeo, 1100. Request flight following.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima, Brisbane Centre. Squawk 7314.
7314. And I forgot to turn on my squawk as we are departing.
Radar contact 2 miles north of Yankee November Bravo Romeo, 2000. QNH 1010.
Roger, PA 28-236 Oscar Romeo Lima.
I should get our IFR clearance.
Brisbane Center, PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima. 2 miles northeast of Yankee November Bravo Romeo. 2500. Request IFR to Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike. Ready to copy.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima is cleared to Yankee Alpha Romeo Mike Airport as filed. Squawk 7314.
Already done that.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima. Cleared to Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike Airport is filed. Squawk 7314.
PA 28-236 Oscar Romeo Lima. Read back correct. Radar contact 3200. QNH 1010 turn left heading 090. Resume own navigation, climb, and maintain 9000.
Turn left heading 090. Resume on navigation. Climb and maintain 9000. PA 28-236 Oscar Romeo Lima.
So funny thing, when you're talking with AI, when you're talking with AI, they don't actually remember what you've just said. They scan through the whole conversation to try and get the context. They need to go through that model. Well, especially on ChatGPT. They need to go through that model here so they can see that they've already given us a score code. They don't need to give us another one. It's pretty crazy how many optimizations to at least the ATC could be made in this game. Alright, what's our message here? Set course 081. Roger. Sorted. Pull out just a little bit of the mixture to help with fuel to air ratio. We're nearly on course, as you can see by this gauge here with the yellow line. And then if we turn on the autopilot, well, we'll also have to set our course to 081 over here. There we go. If we turn on the autopilot, turn on, hang on, no, turn off the heading. So it's keeping pitch and our current roll until we hit nav. We should be right on it though. Let me just change the heading to an actual heading. Whoops. Oh, that's nav there. But what's this one here then? Oh, it's the flight director. Of course it is. Can you tell I'm still learning how to fly this aircraft? So the reason you talk to Brisbane... Stay by.
Contact Brisbane Centre on 133.0. Good day.
133.0 for PA 28-236 Oscar Romeo Lima. Brisbane Center, PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima is passing 7,100, climbing 9,000.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Oscar Romeo Lima, Brisbane Center, QNH 1010. Radar contact continue.
Rog. Hey Becky, how you doing today? And you're surprised that it's Brisbane that you talk to and not Sydney? Yeah, so Australia is actually split up into two. Anywhere from Sydney through to just kind of south... Wait, is it southwest of Darwin? I don't know, that's all Melbourne. And then Brisbane is kind of from Darwin, and then, you know, it's not quite a straight line, but yeah, it's like essentially Australia north-south. North is Brisbane, south is Melbourne. Trust, I don't get their system either. But it works, and that's really all that matters. So, just for science here, notice as I put in more fuel, the performance degrades. That's why you have to bring out the fuel there. Right, now I also need to figure out which tank is on and which tank is off. There we go, swap over to right. I mean, we've got plenty of fuel in both. Here's the fuel gauges right here on either side of the right side of the yoke. So you got fuel left main and fuel right main. Just need to pay attention to that as we continue flying. Alright, let's try and get a nice screenshot for the thumbnail. And there's where we just took off from. There's Narrabri. I couldn't tell you where the actual strip is from here, though. Alright, turn off the pins. Oh no! Fuck me. So, do you want to hear a funny story? What happened was that to turn off the pins is Alt 4. And that's usually not a problem, but today I pressed Alt F4. Which quits the thing you are running. Oh my god. So embarrassing. And it's stupid because, like, my brain was just like, yeah, you just want to Alt F4 to turn off the pins. Oh, God. I'm such an idiot. I'm actually so embarrassed right now. I would probably have to restart the flight. I mean, we've already been live for half an hour. Oh, God. This is what happens when your brain doesn't function, by the way. Literally seeing it live. Let's take a sip of water there. By the way, you should remember to hydrate. Just saying. Alright, let's see if we can pick back up the flight, because if not, like, I don't know. I don't know. If we can't, I'll do another flight. We'll do it completely uncut. Well, at least we still got like a little bit of money to compensate. Thank God. Okay. We can still do this flight. I'll just have to restart the video. Oh, God, that's so annoying. And now it's a 1-8 departure. Why is it different? And landing 05. Why? Like, does four minutes really make that much of a difference? Apparently so. Alright. I'll just get this all set up again real quick. Okay. Nah, it's all good. We'll rock this one. This is what I had planned. It's what we're going to do, so it's just frustrating. Also, I need to check the controls, like the rudders. I just need to make sure that they are that they're good. Oh, crap. What is hardware settings? They should. They do. They do have those lesser sensitivities in the middle. And the stupid thing is they also have... Yeah, what is this? Yeah, it is that way. Like they just look super touchy there. That's not even half of it. Do I need to put them the other way? I do +6. I don't think so. I think... It's like when they're at 0. Do I have that round the wrong way? You would think sensitivity down would make it less sensitive, right? But I still felt like I was slipping a lot. And on top of that, there is a dead zone as well. It definitely doesn't feel like it. And that's my brakes. They're fine. Alright. We're going to try this again. Going into YouTube mode here. Hello there everyone, this is Chillainous and I'm a silhouette today. Today we are flying the Piper PA-28 from Narrabri to Armadale. We're doing a very, very early morning flight. The client today wants their aircraft sorted first thing in the morning. We need to be there before first thing in the morning. PA-28 is a really cool little aircraft, honestly. It's fun to fly, and if you got MSFS 2024 on release, you should have this aircraft for free. However, if you're flying on Flight Sim 2020 or you bought Flight Sim 2024 later, you may have to pay for it. Oh, helps if you put in some mixture here.
Hi, it's Rebecca, the hangar supervisor. Thanks for taking care of this ferry flight. Today's task is to fly this PA-28-236 Dakota up to Armadale as soon as possible. The owner had to get his aircraft repaired over there. Now that it's fixed, he needs someone to fly it back to him. His name's David Banks, and he is waiting at the destination to pick it up. Treat this aircraft like a newborn baby. That's it for me. See you.
Trying to access a little red light there seems really hard to get my hands on. Let me just actually flick around the camera. There it is. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. We are currently taking off from Narrabri. I believe that is Yankee November Bravo India. Wait, Bravo Romeo India, sorry. But I am in career mode. You can't really fly with others in career mode, unfortunately. But we're flying from Yankee Bravo Romeo India to Yankee Alpha Romeo Mike. If you want to fly along in spirit, at least. Yeah, see, those curves look really good. Just tiny movements. That's looking way better. Armadale! Hey, a verb. How you doing, mate? Yep, we're flying out to Armadale. Alright, we will turn on the transponder this time. How you doing, mate? How's things been? Alright, we really should have done this before. But anti-collision lights on, landing lights on. Temperature shouldn't be too cold here, and then I'm just going to do the cheaty, set the pressure there. With that, I believe we are all ready and we can announce taxi.
Yankee November Bravo Romeo
It's all good, mate. Don't stress. I appreciate you being here.
Hotel Golf Victor Quebec is taxiing to runway 36. Yankee November Bravo Romeo.
Just a little bit of background noise for you. Alright, we have our taxi announcement done. Let's release those parking brakes and get on our way. Hopefully... Oh, and set flaps. Set flaps. I pressed set flaps there like 5 times. Hello? Can you not see I'm out here, moron? Alright. Yeah, I like press the set flaps button like 5 times there, but because it's technically on an axis, it doesn't really like it very much. And it appears we have like a small... I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to try to feign knowing either. Once we get up in the air, I will also turn off all the pins. And this is the second time we're doing this flight because I accidentally pressed Alt F4 instead of Alt 4. So hopefully this time that does not happen.
Yankee November Bravo Romeo traffic. PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec. Taking off runway tree 6. Departure to the east. Yankee November Bravo Romeo.
Alright, have a look down here, make sure everything is turned on. We don't need pitot heat, we don't need the fuel pumps. We are all goodly. We will be climbing to... Probably should have done this while we were at the... Why is that going down? Probably should have done this while we were setting up here, but we are climbing to 9,000 feet today. And with that, let's do a long as hell back taxi. Unfortunately, the end of runway tree 6 is right there, so we don't have enough room to just go out and take off. We need slightly more space than that. Okay, the sensitivity now might be too much. The thing is that -6 still felt too much. It's weird. Where are we going to take off from? We are taking off from Yankee November Bravo, India. I'm pretty sure that's it. Now, if you can't find it, it's Narrabri, which is November Alpha Romeo Romeo Alpha Bravo Romeo India. If you want to spell it out. And before we take off, we will set our fuel tank to the right fuel just to make sure that we have all the fuel we need. I think it does actually say to take off with the fullest tank anyway, and landing on the fullest tank as well. Runway tree 6 is identified. Check flaps. I don't think we need trim. This thing climbs like a beast as is. And let's just get going. Airspeed is live. 65. Rotate. Still not the cleanest rotation. And we just want to climb at a rate where we don't overspeed the flaps. Speaking of, we're already at about 200, 300 feet. We will retract them. Now we will contact the new agent. Please.
Center, PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec. Is type PA 28-236 PA 28. 1 miles north of Yankee November Bravo Romeo. 1200. Request flight following.
PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec. Center. Squawk 026 tree.
And I forgot to turn on the transponder. 026 3. There we go.
PA 28-236 Golf Victor, Quebec. Radar contact 2 miles northeast of Yankee November Bravo Romeo. 2100. QNH 1010.
Roger. PA PA-236 Golf Victor Quebec.
Alright, so we will request IFR now. It's weird that you do it when you're up in the air. Pretty sure that's an American thing, right?
Miles northeast of Yankee November Bravo Romeo. 2800. Request IFR to Yankee Alpha. Romeo Mike. Ready to copy.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Golf Victor Quebec is cleared to Yankee Alpha Romeo Mike Airport as filed. Squawk 026
I already have my squawk code, you just gave it to me.
PA 28-236 Victor. Hotel Golf Victor Quebec. Cleared to Yankee Alpha. Romeo Mike Airport is filed. Squawk 026
PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec, read back correct. Radar contact 3700. QNH 1010 turn right heading 090. Resume own navigation. Climb and maintain 9000.
Turn right heading 090. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain 9000. PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec.
So funny thing, they really should realize that they've already given me a squawk code. Like even in Even in ChatGPT, it may not see, it doesn't have a memory as such. It just reads back through your conversation to figure out what the context is. And I really think Asobo would benefit from something like that. It doesn't need to have a memory, it just needs to read back through and be like, oh, I've already given them a squawk code, I've already given them this, I've already given them that. You know, it's a little weird. Right, we have a message over here. We have set course 081. Roger. What are we at right now? We are at not quite there. 081. Then I will turn on the autopilot here. Autopilot. Nav. That's heading. Turn on nav. And then we will also set the secondary to 081 as well. That should shut it right up. That is a very sharp turn. What are you doing, sir? This autopilot's nuts. It might be nuts, but we are now on course and we have these beautiful mountain views. Hell yeah. That is wicked. And let me turn off pins. This time I will press the right button. IFR pickup is a thing you can do in Australia, though it's very rare. I assume it'd be like if you go for visual departures, bit of VFR, and then ask for clearance, right? The intent is when you're unable to call on the ground due to radio coverage or busy frequency. Ah, fair enough. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one time I had a flight come out of Adelaide. They asked for visual departure and that they were going to pick up clearance once they went down the coast a little more. Like they wanted to do a bit of a coastal flight and then IFR through to Melbourne from there.
28-236 Golf Victor Quebec, contact Brisbane Centre on 133.0. Good day.
Going to 133.0. PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec. Brisbane Centre, PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor Quebec, is passing 7,600, climbing 9,000.
PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor Quebec, Brisbane Centre, QNH 1010, radar contact continue.
Right. Now let's see if I can get a good thumbnail without actually crashing the game. Or quitting the game, I should say. So once again, that's just where we took off from. Tiny, tiny town. Yeah, it would be cool to do like visual departures into IFR. I don't know if that's a good shot for a thumbnail or not. I usually like it slightly on the side, but I do want it dark still. That is the thing that I want, that I know that I want. The whole idea of the mountains in the back also look really cool. Get another one here. Yeah, the scenery is great. I mean, and then we get to fly over all these clouds later. Like, damn. Here we go. Here's a shot for you. Oh, God. Actually, I want that. Cinematic. At that speed. Alright, here we go. Gorgeous. So I used the help of my head tracking there to also help make that shot possible. Just by slightly looking over to the left as we were rotating around the area. Yeah, lots can be done when it comes to the ATC in this. It really just needs a better AI chat model. Being able to see what the context of your previous instructions were with certain frequencies. So like every time you change frequencies, you know, it kind of forgets some of the information because it wouldn't know it. You know, it'd technically be a new person. They wouldn't have to know it. Some people would have to know it, but yeah, like some work could definitely be done in this one here. Right, we're gonna have a look at the whole VNAV thing now. So I want to be, let me just do this. I want to be 6,100 feet.
120 heavy. You are 6,000 above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight. Level 30.
Oh yeah, we've got live traffic in the sim. It's wicked. Anyway, so we're doing 6,100 feet, 4 nautical miles. I'm going to change that to 2 nautical miles before Armadale Echo Alpha, and our vertical speed profile. Let's descend very gently at 6,000 feet per minute. Enter. So that should now tell us when we're getting close to our VNAV, and we know that we want to descend at 6,000. That way it's a nice gentle entrance. And we'll get there right as we are pretty much about to cross the alpha point of runway 23 arrival for Armadale. Man, I wish we didn't clip into the glass here. Oh look, there's a Japanese airliner. Let me turn off the nameplates. Yeah, you can still kind of see it out there in the sky. Hell yeah, that is so cool. I'm going to keep all the plates on for traffic because I actually want to see it. If we go into the outside view, there's Qantas 20.
Japan Air 51 Heavy. You are 2,000 above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level 350. Descend and maintain flight level 350. Japan Air 51 Heavy.
There it is. That is so wicked. I wish you could actually see the models of the aircraft or even just like a silhouette. That would be so cool, but they're flying a Boeing 777 wide body. That is really cool. It looks like they're... Hang on, are they climbing? Are they descending? They're kind of just sitting around 370. This is a problem with some of the... They're getting closer to us, by the way. This is a problem with some of the AI traffic, is that it's like, yeah, we're going to give you an altitude, but we're not going to listen to it. Like, they are the ones that really need to be listening to it. They're only 20 nautical miles from us. They're going to fly pretty much right over us. We'll probably hear Center yelling at them again shortly as they don't hold their altitude that they're supposed to anyway. You can even see the beacon flashing on the underside of the aircraft. That is cool. You can see some of the trails behind it as it gets closer. Oh, that is so cool. Sorry, it feels like I'm nerding out right now. The thing is, I don't really nerd out. By this stage here, surely you would see a silhouette against the sky. They're only like 10 nautical miles away. You should see the whole aircraft. There's no cloud. There we go. There it is. Japan Air 51. I'm trying so hard to keep up with it and failing. There we go. That is so wicked. Thing is, they're still flying flight level 370, so yeah. Asobo, work on your stuff, please. They're probably going to complain at them again sometime real soon that they aren't keeping on 350. Unless the altitude it's saying is wrong. Who knows? Oh, and there they go. Well, that was a fun distraction. The sun isn't quite up over the horizon yet, though it could be. It's just covered by a bunch of cloud over there on the horizon line. Verb in chat is saying the render distance is awful. It really is. Like, and also the level of detail in the distance is also terrible. Like, you could be like a bay over from your aircraft. It's like aircraft bay, and then standing in the next one, and your plane would already be LODing. Like, really bad. Like, this game needs some work. Like, they need to give us the power to decide what we want, whether it's render distances, whether it's LODs, whatever. It would... the thing is that they want the sim to perform well because they want people to think it does run well. And it does. You can see here that things are very, very smooth. But like, they should give us that power that if we want the game to run slightly worse, but we get all this additional detail, we get to see aircraft way further, we get to see, you know, whatever. I think they should give us that power. Because, you know, Flight Sim doesn't need to be like, you know, 90, 120 frames or whatever, you know, like, or even 60 frames. You can get away with a good Flight Sim experience on like 45 FPS or less. In virtual reality, I run Flight Sim at 36 FPS because it's half the refresh rate of my panel in full resolution at that point. And it plays fine. It feels so good. It feels so smooth. You don't need 60 FPS for Flight Sim. So sacrificing some of that performance so that we can get, you know, more realistic visuals, like that plane just popping in out of nowhere and then popping out of existence. It got Thanos snap, you know, like, we should be able to control that. Give the power to the players. Alright, how are we doing on fuel? We are doing fine, but I will swap fuel tanks. Oh, God. But anyway, how's everyone going this Wednesday? Just as a quick reminder as well, I do want to say that I'm probably going to move Flight Sim streams to Wednesday. And instead of videos on Monday and Thursday, we will probably also do Wednesdays. See, look, they're all like above their assigned altitudes. Why? If they know what the altitude is that they're supposed to be flying at, they should just spawn them in at that. Like, silly. You're having a great day, enjoying the stream. Thank you. I hope your day at work isn't going too hectically either. That you'll be able to be done very soon. You're on your way with the Cirrus. Oh, hell yeah. Which one? Are you flying the SR-22 or are you flying the Vision Jet? Either way, I won't be able to see you, unfortunately. Because, again, I'm flying in career mode, and career mode does rely on you being solo. And I realized I didn't quite set the course correctly. That's looking better. That one's already good. Don't need to worry about that. Also, what are these? Never mind. I fly this plane a good amount, but I don't really pay attention to all the things. Also, is this using more fuel right now? Fuel flow 13.6. Let's just quickly adjust that. Because, like, I'm not over speeding. I'm taking a good amount of, using a good amount of fuel right now for the amount of speed we're doing. Really hope we get that sunset poking out over the clouds before we hang on one sec. Before we have to start descending. All right, cinematic. Awesome. Sundown Valley Airport? Where's that? Also, you can see just how much closer things are getting as we travel closer to Armadale. As I mentioned earlier, Armadale, I've been told, is the highest city in the country. I don't know about towns, but city.
PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec Contact Center on 127.1. Good day.
.1, PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec.
Alright, over we go to the next center.
Center, PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor Quebec, 9,000.
Continue.
PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor Quebec. Center, QNH 1012, radar contact. Continue.
Awesome. Yeah, we're probably only going to do one flight today because I accidentally Alt F4'd my flight earlier, which wasted about half an hour. So that's a thing. I'm really sorry about that, by the way. That there's only going to be one flight, but like I said, I have other things I need to do. And you can see here now. Hang on, is that what is called? Oh yeah, no, you are absolutely right. Top of descent? Yes, you are right. I was actually just about to say, top of descent is in 15.5 minutes. As you can see here, status begin descent in 15 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what VNAV is, vertical navigation. Since you were asking about it earlier. We're about halfway through our flight currently. Like I said, our client wants their aircraft in first thing in the morning, so we are going to be landing at 6:30 a.m. roughly. Jesus, sorry. I'm hoping for a nice smooth landing today. I've had some luck in the Piper, but I generally fly it in virtual reality as well, so it's one of those planes that looks really good in VR because there isn't much glass cockpit. Unfortunately, glass cockpits look garbage on garbage in VR because you usually have to use DLSS to get better frames, or like more consistent frames at least. And DLSS makes the resolution of all the glass cockpits lower and then upscales them, which makes them look blurry and gross and everything. I hate it. So flying aircraft like the 152, 172 gauges, the PA-28, they all look really good in VR because you're not really looking at the glass cockpits, you're looking more at the gauges. Though apparently DLSS 4.5 preset OWL or N or something, like apparently they're pretty good for VR. Ooh, looks like we can start seeing the sun peeking out through, well, through the clouds. It's getting quite pink over there. Hopefully we get to see the actual sun itself in the next 12.5 minutes. Now, I'm pretty sure you can shoot an RNAV approach on these aircraft, like it can show you the approach path. I'm actually just unsure how to do it. And it doesn't really give much information. Do I need to like tune an NDB or something instead? Like, I mean, I can see everything to tune in an NDB.
PA-28-236 Golf Victor Quebec. You can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
We'll cancel IFR shortly, or as we're getting close to our descent. Speaking of the descent, we're starting in 11 minutes. The sun is just slightly starting to creep up over the clouds. You can see that the sun is making the clouds in front of us, or the fog in front of us, turn pink. It's really looking beautiful out here. Man, being a ferry pilot is so wicked. You get to fly all these different aircraft and then get all the views, and it's wicked. I love it. I say there's something down there. No, it's just a lake. Nothing special. Another cinematic. Actually, I don't like that. I really do want a lot of that background though, so maybe like that. Hell yeah. Eight and a half minutes until top of descent, and it does look like the sun is going to burst through the top of those clouds any moment. Right, so for Armadale, I see 401.112.6. Frequency, here we go. Can I set this to 401? Why is it being such a pain in the ass?
PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec contact center on 125.75. Good day.
125.75. PA 28-236 Golf Victor Quebec. Center, PA 28-236.
PA 28-236 Victor Hotel Golf Victor Quebec. Center, QNH 1013. Radar contact. Continue to our MEA.
And there we go, all my avionics have just turned up, which means that the brightness is changing in-game. Also, can we please not make that a thing, Asobo? And the sun is just barely creeping up over those clouds. You can see the sun rays. Oh, yes, this is what we want. This is the whole reason why we did this early morning flight, just to get this view right here. That is incredible. Absolutely stunning. God, that's great. So there we go. We got the sunrise. I don't know if I got a clip of that. Hang on. And now we have the sun rising up over the clouds. This is what we do the early morning flights for. This is what you do the late night flights for the views of the sun setting and rising, painting the entire globe in a golden honey color. It's just beautiful. Oh man. The best part of being a pilot right here, even a virtual pilot. Views like this, it's incredible. Alright, let's have a look at our descent here. We are 5 minutes away from top of descent, and I still want to try and figure out how to do this. I need to set this to 401. Also, going to turn down those lights because they're now a bit bright. 501. There we go, I figured it out. Can I now transfer that one back? We should be able to hear it at this point, but we can't. So we should be able to hear like a deet 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 deet, kind of like beep 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 beep, kind of. I know it's very, very quick, but we should be able to hear it, and we're not. So I don't know. Alright, we will start beginning to plan our... Oh. Alright, we're just beginning to plan our descent since we are at 3 minutes 30. I guess we would cancel IFR like pretty shortly and then just come down on the instruments. The flight time so far has been 47 minutes. We're only a couple of minutes behind what I think we should be. But if... Oh my god, those clouds! Sorry, I'm getting totally distracted right now. Those clouds are incredible. Yeah, we're only a few minutes away from what we should be through the flight, and we begin our descent in about 2 minutes. So I'm just setting everything up here. We don't want alt, we want pitch. And we're wanting to descend at like 500 to 600 feet. I don't know if we can do that very well using this system. It doesn't actually show you your vertical speed. It does more like a pitch, and then you read your vertical speed over here instead. And I probably should think about swapping back over to the left tank. This thing really hasn't used much fuel. Like, the range on this thing must be huge. Let's have a quick look while we're here. Let's have a look at the aircraft information. The range is 740 nautical miles. That's quite a lot for such a small plane. So right now our vertical speed rate is closer to 450. We might have to start descending when it says 500, because 500 is easier to figure out than 600. Pretty sure it will snap to 500 on the vertical speed here. Am I climbing? Or is it just being weird? I think I am climbing because I set pitch rather than altitude, so I might have held altitude, is what I mean. Alright, 500 feet now. We'll begin descending. There's 500. Yeah, it'll snap to 500. We'll just stick with that. Actually, it looks like we're like 450. That's weird. And now it's clicking to 600. But you know what? That's fine. I'm more than happy with that. We get these wicked views descending past the clouds. And as we fly in, of course, I start bringing out the throttle because we don't want to overspeed the aircraft. We're already getting kind of very close to it, so I'm actually going to drop out even more. Also, is that pointer pointing to Armadale? Maybe what we set up did work.
28-236 Golf Victor, Quebec. You are 700 below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 9,000. Keep speed not above 210 knots QNH 1014.
I'm actually going to cancel IFR. I forgot to do that before I started descending.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. PA 28-236 Golf Victor, Quebec.
And we'll just come in on the instruments.
PA 28-236 Golf Victor, Quebec. Would like to cancel IFR.
PA 28-236 Golf Victor, Quebec. IFR flight plan is cancelled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Right, yeah, because I don't want them telling me what to do. I just want to do it, know that I'm doing it to how I would do it personally. Not that I'm very good at that, but we'll see how that goes. See how it works out. More cinematic. Awesome. So funny thing I've just realized is that my throttle controls don't actually work in the drone external view. Very interesting tidbit. As you can see here, we can actually see Armadale Airfield here. The final approach course for Armadale is 227, so I will set that up now. 223,987. Approaching target altitude. Thank you. We're actually done with the VNAV now. And we have reached our altitude target, 6,100. I'm actually going to cheatily set the barometer here again. Just make sure that we are at the correct altitude. Very good. All right, chat. I'm going live mic for the approach. Get to fly through some of these really fluffy clouds here, but I know that the final approach is 227, so we're going to set 227 for every thing here. There's 223, 987, 223, 987. Cool, so all of our courses should be on point now as we come in. You can see Armadale is kind of off to our 2 o'clock here. Get to fly through some wicked cloud. I'm going to start slowing down now so that we don't have quite so many issues on the way in. Let's take that little bit of extra time now to save ourselves some headache in a moment. Apparently there's like another airfield like right next to us. What the heck is that? Oh, right. Yeah. Alright, let's tune Armadale. We'll let them know where we are, what we're doing. Armadale traffic. We'll select runway 23 for landing. Well, now. Oh, no! Dang it. Okay, so it's being annoying. So it's Yankee, so Armadale automated weather observation 0200 Zulu, wind 158 at 8. 158, so we'll have a slight left to right. Visibility 6, sky condition 1800 feet, scattered, a few clouds 4800. Temperature 17, dew point 13, altimeter 1012. We'll announce a full stop landing and we'll announce our position.
Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike traffic. PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec. 11 miles northeast, 6100. Inbound to land. Runway 23. Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike.
Okay, we can just barely see the runway in front of us. Enough to see that we have one white light now. So let's set this up. We know airport elevation roughly 3,000 feet. Or was it 3,500? 3,500. Always good to double check your charts. So we got 3,500 and we are going to descend just a little bit here. And slow down more. Right, we're going to check which of the fuel tanks is higher. Higher is left, so we're going to select left for landing. Really, I just want to use the instruments to get us past these clouds while still descending so that we don't come in too sharp. And then of course, as we come in, we'll need full mixture. Okay, so runway says we are too high now. Push the nose down just a little bit more. Actually, that could be too red, no, it's definitely more white than red. See, that's another thing that I'd really like is the ability to change how bloomy the lights are so that you can really see the information. Have to pull out some prop here as well as we are coming down. Still not within flaps range yet. At this rate here, we're going to stall out the aircraft. It's not saying what the flap speeds are either, so that's kind of annoying. We have a look at the runway here. We are 2 red, 2 white. We are looking good. Let's set flaps 1. Give it a little more throttle. We do actually need to give it full prop for landing. We're now 3 and 1. We'll just set that nose down very slightly. I'll actually go manual very shortly. I just need to get comfortable in my seat. Alright. Reset the camera. There we go. Alright. Going to disconnect the autopilot, my controls. I'm trying to get the plane to drop its nose a little more. There we go. Still coming in really fast though. Alright, let's announce that we are on final.
Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike traffic. PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec, is on final. Runway 23. To land, Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike.
Are we even flaps 1 at this point? Yes, we are full flap now. And of course now I'm too low because I was too worried about that. So good. We can make up for this. Hopefully. Let's kind of cruise at this altitude. Pull out the power and just kind of float down. I actually see my aiming point that I want right now. Not bad at all. I'll have to give the landing itself some points there. I was really happy with that. I'm not happy with the centerline control, but the landing itself, I'll give like a 7. Centerline control needs some work. And we need to figure out how to do all the flappy stuff and try and reduce the speed a bit more. But I'm pretty sure it does say somewhere that we do need to have the propeller full for landing. And I believe that is in case you need to go around. But welcome to Armadale.
Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike traffic. PA 28-236 Victor, Hotel Golf Victor, Quebec, is taxiing to parking. Yankee Alpha, Romeo Mike.
Hopefully the client appreciates getting up so early and doing the flight with their bird, just so they could do some early morning flying here out of Armadale. The whole approach there was doing okay. I feel like we need to learn to stay on the glide path a little better. The speed was a little all over the place. I tried to keep the speed managed so that we could keep 2 red, 2 white. Obviously that didn't happen. At some stage we were too fast. Too fast. So we were keeping the lift, which got us off the glide path. And at some stages we were going too slow, which dropped us below it. Luckily, I did realize that that was happening and kind of how to mitigate it. So, I mean, it's still not the best approach, but it was a smooth landing, which I am very, very thankful for. I'd give that landing a 7. I'd give the approach something a little less. It was average at best. So maybe like a 4. Like, I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to those sorts of things because I know that I can do better. But let me know down in the comment section if you think I can drop out some of the prop while I am on my way inbound. Alright, we'll turn off the landing lights now, which are also technically the taxi lights, I guess.
Welcome to Armadale. Hope this trip was a walk in park. Anyway, I appreciate your professionalism. My PA 28-236 Dakotas finally here, and I thank you for that.
Alright, we will turn off the avionics. We will turn off the everything. Turn that off. Turn off the fuel. Cut out the mixture. Turn off the prop. Get some fuel in it and go and enjoy your ride, sir. Oh my lord, we did the thing. We got 100% landing smoothness. Wow, it's about time. Like I said, the approach was bad, but that landing was like good. And I gave it like 70%. Wow. And then we also got 95% respect the condition of the aircraft. So we got a very high S rank. Back here, the mission payout was 7,000 credits, with a reputation bonus of 940 credits, no skip bonus of 4,130, and bad weather bonus 1,320. I assume that was because of the clouds on our approach in. As for reputation, we gain a large reputation update. I've been flying off camera and almost lost the S rank, so I'm glad to see a little bit of leeway up there again. On top of that, we also level up from 55 to 56. And with that, that is going to be the end of today's episode. That is going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed that one, and let me know what you thought of that landing and the approach down in the comment section. While you're there, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, as well as turning on all notifications. I hope you do take care of yourself. There is only one of you, and if you enjoy the flight sim content, check out the video on your screen right now where we flew a private charter flight from Bora Bora. And if you want more Microsoft Flight Sim content, be sure to check out the video on your screen where we flew... English is hard. And if you want more Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 career mode in your life, be sure to check out the video on your screen where I did the check ride for private charter flying out of Bora Bora. Thanks very much. I hope you take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next one. Ciao. And there we go. That's it. That's done. I kind of want to watch that landing back. There we go. Nara, Nara, Nara. What did I say was in line with Cops? There it is, Narrabri. Yeah, so we'll actually watch that landing back once more, and then I'm going to finish up because I have other things I need to do. Alright, let's get into the aircraft. And then double click this one here. Should play it. Please play it. You're kidding me. Yeah, Skydol is being a bit of a pain in the butt. It says that it's there. It says it's recorded. It says it knows the arrival time. It just is not. What about this one? That one is. So this is the first flight where I accidentally alter forward. But let me go to the next one. And it just doesn't seem like it wants to work. That is so annoying. This is what I feel like in my head right now. Flying towards the ground, so unfortunately there will be no landing replays on this one, even though I hit stop, so I don't know. But I hope everyone did enjoy this stream. I definitely had a good one. If you did enjoy it, there will be the last flight. Sorry. If you did enjoy this stream, be sure to like it and subscribe so you don't miss out. They're streamed every Wednesday around this time. And if you want to see more Flight Sim content, the video I was talking about at the end of the recording will be available very, very soon. In just 12 hours, you can see the edited version of that. If you can't wait, there's the full unedited VOD still up on the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This video will be up next week as we're doing the next live stream. You'll be able to watch the edited version of this flight. Unfortunately, again, no replays or anything. It's a real pain in the butt. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, do all the things that I just mentioned, and go show some love to some of the other videos. Show me that you want to see more. Just even if you just comment, "Hi there, you did a great job," or "Your landings suck. Why do you suck at landing the 172? Get better." And yeah, we'll be live again on Twitch tomorrow evening. If you want to check that out, twitch.tv/Chillainous. There should be links for that sort of stuff down in the description, and the Discord as well, where you can come and say hello and all that sort of good stuff. But until the next time, do take care of yourselves, because there really is only one of you, and that makes you special. And I will see you for another live stream next week, Wednesday around lunchtime. And of course, the next video will be out in about 12 hours. So set an alarm and check that out when that comes out. Thanks very much for your time. I will see you all later. Have a great day, everyone. Ciao. Yeah, that sucked. Good thing it didn't mean anything. All right, ciao.